on the back of the protests happening in Paris, with the protesters burning cars, destroying public property, government property, all because they are protesting against increase in fuel taxes and fuel duty. Now, I can understand the frustration of the general population and the fact that they want to protest, which is fine. It's everyone's right to raise their voice against something they don't believe in, but there are ways of protesting. And destroying public property and other people's private property makes you a criminal, doesn't make you a saint. So I'm making this video because I made some comments on social media by reposting some of the news from BBC and other reliable sources saying what was going on in Paris. And obviously, as always, I get a lot of backlash and abuse from my friends and people I know who follow me on social media, because these days, if you raise your voice and you say the truth and you're not keeping in line with the political correctness, which is the new global party line, then you're a bad guy, because no one wants to talk about the facts or the truth or the reality. You just need to go with the flow. So I'm making this video because I think that all these people who are protesting and moaning are saying defeat the rich, it's about the bourgeoisie, they are causing the issues and it's because of them. Not true, because the bourgeoisie is a very small minority of the population. It's impossible for them to make everyone's life miserable. So people's lives are miserable because they bring it upon themselves. I say this all the time in my videos. There are hundreds of people I've come across in my life who I've wanted to give money to, not as a charity, to give them work, to give them business, who've turned me down. They are not interested in working hard, they're not interested in making money, so don't go around blaming other people. But if you still want to defeat the rich, it's not by protesting, it's not by burning cars, it's your own actions. You can defeat them cleverly, but there's some things you need to do for that. So here are some things that you can do to defeat the rich. Number 1, stop borrowing money, because you're borrowing money from the rich and buying these things that you don't need. So if you want to defeat them and if you want them not to make a lot of money, stop borrowing money. Number 2, stop being lazy. When you spend, I don't know how many hours you do at work, and then you come back and you sit on a sofa for several hours watching TV, instead of that, you can restrict yourself to 1 hour of television, read some books, improve your skills, do something better with your life. If you're a couch potato and you are watching tons of television and wasting your life away, or you're going down to the local pub and drinking every evening, don't blame the rich, because they're not forcing you to do these things. These are your own habits. So change them and you'll defeat them. Little things like you can cook at home, for example, instead of ordering takeaway or junk food. The vast majority of these junk food places are filled with not the bourgeoisie, by the ordinary masses, ordinary people. And it's expensive food, it's bad for your health, and you can cook at home cheaper. But I guess you're too lazy to do that, aren't you? So you can't defeat the rich. Those big corporations are getting bigger because you're eating their junk food and getting sick. And then the pharmaceuticals are making money because you're eating junk food and you are getting sick. So you're making two parties rich by your actions. If you're one of those who's really influenced by advertising, then think again, because if you want to defeat the rich, stop being influenced by advertising and stop buying the next mobile phone that's released and the next laptop or the next gadget or whatever, clothes or shoes. Every time you go into a shop and you buy these things, these luxury items, you're supporting the rich. If you really believe in it, don't do it. Your actions will change the world. If you really believe in it, do something about it. One thing that I don't understand at all is these memberships to clubs. For example, season ticket holders for football clubs. Now, They pay so much money every year to a football club just to have the ability to buy a ticket. It doesn't guarantee that you will get a ticket to every game. It just allows you to be able to buy that ticket at some point. And I'm not even sure how it works, whether you can still get a ticket. But so at the moment, a nurse gets 15 to 20,000 pounds a year, who works really hard, saves lives. What does a footballer get? 250,000 pounds a week. So who are you really supporting? If you think you are fighting the rich, then you are not really fighting the rich, because you are making these, not just football, all of these sports super, super wealthy just by buying these tickets and going to these games and supporting them. Do the bourgeoisie go to these matches and sports? No, because that's only 3% of the population. 97% is the masses. The masses go to these places. There's so many people that I know personally and come across who feel that they want to become successful and rich, and they hate the rich. So first thing I would say is, you cannot ever become anything that you hate, because subconsciously you are telling yourself not to be that thing. So you need to stop hating the rich if you want to be rich. I'm one of the masses. I am a self-made person who had nothing 20 years ago, and I have made my life. And yeah, I'm one of you. I do not have a lot of money. I borrow money from banks and buy things. So it doesn't make me rich, it just makes me stupid, because I'm making rich people richer. But the thing is, I don't hate them. I have nothing against rich people. They're clever, they're rich because of whatever they do. So if I want things, I know I'm going to borrow the money from the bank, and they're going to give the money to someone who's invested money with them. If I buy new gadgets and things, the companies get richer. I'm fine with it. So you need to know what it is that you're fine with before you start screaming about the world is out to get you. The reality is that the vast majority of the population who moan are just lazy moaners. They're actually jealous of people who have money, and they don't really want to get rich. They just want everyone else to be poor, and they can all be equal. So unfortunately, nature, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, didn't intend for all of us to be equal. And therefore we don't look the same, we don't have the same mental capabilities. There will be differences, and people will get richer if they all have the same amount of money. There'll be some who'll be mentally better, physically better. There'll always be something for you to be jealous about. So improve your own life. Stop wasting your energy on being jealous. What really wound me up about the French is that they are talking about the bourgeoisie and saying it's the rich who are 3% of the population is rich. 97% isn't. So stop moaning about the small percentage of people who you believe are controlling your lives or are having a great time on your expense. No, it's not true. And the key thing is, if you want to defeat the rich, you need to become aware of your own actions. You cannot defeat people if you are falling into their trap, if you are doing things that you ordinarily do because that's what they thrive on. Marketing, advertising, all of these things depend on people being lazy and stupid. So think, are you lazy and stupid? Right, so I'm sure I've pissed off so many people by making this video, but it had to be done because social media is full of all these nice things and happy and positivity and don't tell me that anything's wrong, the world's going to be an amazing place. Someone needs to say, no, it's not going to be an amazing place unless you do something about it. Our population is growing exponentially. We are on the verge of destroying ourselves. So cost of living isn't increasing because some rich people are doing it. It's because we have way too many people. When you want to work less and you want to have a great time and you want to buy all these things and you want to have healthcare and education and all of those facilities for free, the money has to come from somewhere. When they say tax the rich and not the poor. So just for argument's sake, let's assume that there are 100 people. 3% of the population is rich. So 3 people are rich, 97 are not. Now, you take £1 from the 97 people in this group, that's £97. And you take £10, which is 10 times of what you take from the 97. So you're taking 10 times as much money from the rich, and you're saying 3 of you are going to give us £10 each. 97 versus 30. Not going to happen. So even if you take all their money and redistribute it amongst everyone else, nothing's going to change, because it's the masses who control everything. So it's the action of the masses that impacts the masses. Stop blaming other people for your own issues. Okay, I think I will have no subscribers now, but I had to say this because I am tired of this positivity on social media. Everyone is just sticking their head in the sand and no one's talking about anything. And when you have all these protests, if you say anything about the masses, you suddenly become the bad person. Thanks for watching, and more videos to come.
When your life is dealing you a rough old time, you can find some entertaining stuff online. Cheap flights, porn sites, there's so much to see. You can be the man you wanna be. Online applications are a right old pain. One contested in the application game. Search town, scroll down, find a job near you. Problem is there's not one you can do. Ha! So you need a purpose, just apply online now. Sit back while the newest movie streams, the movie streams. Life is so connected and it all works somehow. Living in your fiber optic dreams. Scrolling through some pictures that look so much fun. All your friends are doing things that you've not done. Ignore all your fears of missing out. That's what life online is all about. If there's something that you really need to know, chances are you'll find it in a video. World news, post news, books and so much more. You can leave your boredom at the door. Here we go! So you need a purpose, just apply online now. Sit back while the newest movie streams. Life is so connected and it all works somehow. Living in your fiber optic dreams. Then you realize that a certain website doesn't load. Your blood runs cold, the internet is gone. Then you take a breath and restart everything you own. Then we can continue with this song. Celebrate! Sometimes something you don't need can catch your eye. Then before you know it, you are pressing buy. Opt out, check out, retail therapy with a 1-month cashback guarantee. And having an opinion's never been such fun. Now you are arguing with everyone. He says, she says, what's a boy to do? The only one who's right is always you. Here we go! So you need a purpose, just apply online now. Sit back while the newest movie streams. Life is so connected and it all works somehow. Living in your fiber optic dreams. One more time. Living in your fiber optic dreams. Just say it again. Living in your fiber optic dreams. How did that one sound?